Hi everybody, welcome very much to the channel. Today let's get ready to talk about Sun in Taurus and Moon in Gemini. Before we do so, please leave a like and subscribe. Your support is greatly appreciated, and use the links down below to check more of my content and also to book readings with me and to know more about readings, about my readings and my services as well. So Sun in Taurus, right? Paying attention, acting, expressing, and wanting to be or see things in a more fixed, logical, realistic, down to earth, safe, secure, and profitable way. Also focusing your actions and expressions in things that you value or things that you think that others might value in you or in the world. Right, just a little side note that came to my mind right now. If you have a Sun in Taurus, or if you are being washed up under the current in this Taurus season, you might focus too much on things that others are valuing out in the world instead of things that you value. But because you think others value it, or you can earn some type of value from it, you might focus too much on things that others are valuing in the world, and you might put aside the things that you value in the world because you want to go and do what others are valuing at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And we have the Moon in Gemini, so we are feeling the need to react and respond in a more logical in the world, detached, realistic, and cold way, you know what I'm saying? But also in a way where we can open up and feel comfortable or attract people, places, and things that are open up, so we can share, associate, be mutable and adaptable to our ways of thinking, communicate, and socialize. Right? But keep in mind that you might feel the need to adapt. You might feel the need to change your own way of thinking, communicating, and analyzing, so you feel accepted, so you feel comfortable, so you feel a part of something. You know what I'm saying? And that might sacrifice your own unique ideas, right? That might put you a bit stressed in order to feel comfortable or feel a part of something. You know what I'm saying? So, hold on. All good, all good. So welcome to the live stream once again. Thank you for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated, right? Let's get into it. Let's talk about Sun in Taurus, Moon in Gemini. So when we bring those two energies together, what does that mean, right? It means that we might feel the need, or we are feeling the need, right? But everybody will react and respond differently to these alignments. It depends on your moon, on your sun, and how you use those things, because you and I can have the same chart. You and I can have it's very unlikely, but we can have the exact same natal chart, but those are only our preferences. Those are only our likelihood. Those are only our tools and vehicles. And then as an individual spirit that went through individual circumstances, we will use and see those tools in a different way, right? So in general though, we are feeling the need to feel comfortable, right? Or to create scenarios where we feel comfortable, right? In sharing, associating, being mutable and adaptive with our own thoughts and ideas about what? Fixed stability, fixed security, fixed physical circumstances, responsibilities, limits and boundaries. And also you might feel a bit scattered, unsure, logical, or without a fixing point when it comes to your status in business or in being profitable and stable in life. Or you might just be attracting doubts about money, security, what have you built, what have you been building up, right? So that sounds negative, I know, but that can be positive actually, because those doubts or those ifs that the moon in Gemini is bringing to you can actually be ways to improve or create a more efficient way for you to carry those things around the world, right within you or when talking to others. Basically, it can help you feel light or compare your situation with others or your previous situation. And it might not be the best situation in the world, it might not be your ultimate goal, but you better than you were before. Or you are, to you personally, not comparing using only external references, right? You might feel better than others' positions, right? Imagine this scenario. Imagine you don't make as much money as somebody else, but what you do or how you make the money that you do makes you feel good, doesn't make you feel so tired and drained. Actually, you still have time and energy to be creative and build your own business, for an example, or spend more time with your family, or spend more time in your personal interests while you still make the ends meet, right? You don't get drained and you don't get too much used by the world, while the other person might even be making the same money as you, but they always drained. And this is very personal. This might not be about the job they're doing, it might be about you and the job, all right? Because they might be, imagine you might be doing a job that is very physically tough, but that actually might get you going. And that person might do like an office job, but because they don't put their physical energy moving, they get that energy condensated and it gets heavy, so they get slowed and maybe with headaches, right? But that's for another instance, right? So with the moon in Gemini, you can attract certain ideas, feelings, or other people, yeah, or others' awarenesses. Others might feel more inclined to open up to you if you're looking or if you want to improve either how you see or actually do your fixed routines. And if you are working on something that you know is valuable to you, if you're working on something where you know you can build on top of it for a long time, more likely than not, you will attract confirmation, relief, energy, or just like positive reaction from the surroundings, right? Because the moon in Gemini very rarely creates these tense, chaotic, destructive scenarios. How the most far it can go is like confusion, misunderstanding, miscommunication, expressing too much, gossiping around, right? So if you are doing the Taurus sun in the right way for you personally, that's why astrology and spirituality is important, because if you don't know these things, you will compare yourself to others using pre-built predominations and pre-built parameters, and you might be actually on the right track and you think you're on the wrong track. You might be on the wrong track and you might think you are on the right track. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to take your own personal perspective and analyze your circumstances in that way. You know what I'm saying? And perhaps you receive positive feedback from yourself, others around you, and the universe, and you'll be surprised and you think it's luck, you think it's God, you think it's destiny because you are in the right track, but because you are using pre-built denominations and pre-built parameters to evaluate yourself and judge your progress, you're like, oh, I thought I was doing wrong, but I got this money, I got this support, I got this validation, I got this good feeling, I got this good vibe, because you were in your way. Especially right now, talking about the present with the sun in Taurus, you were seeing, acting, and being in a physical, fixed way and consistent way that goes along your values and the things that you have pleasure or you see yourself doing for a very long time, that makes you build up something that you enjoy, but it's also a challenge or work or something that you have to show consistency and some level of seriousness, right? So if you are not into that path, what you will manifest? Distractions. You wanna think about something else. You manifest people that get you away from that, you manifest you manifest mistakes, you manifest serious doubts or doubts that lead you away from the, instead of, imagine you have this business or this job. One thing is to have a doubt about, am I doing this right? Another doubt is, oh, should I be doing something else? Right? You know what I'm saying? So if you are not building up something that is accordingly, or that is in accordance to your values, you manifest feelings, thoughts and ideas and people, places and things that push you away or make you doubt about what you're doing or how you're doing, or make you doubt if is this the right thing to do? Should you be investing so much time into it? If you are doing the right thing in the right way, you'll manifest people that make you doubt, but in ways to improve what you're already doing, or just support people talking about you, people talking with you about what you're doing, about your business and about your progress. You know what I'm saying? So let's go real quick into the astro reading of today. We have Moon in Gemini, Sun in Taurus, right? And we also have Venus in Taurus, Jupiter in Taurus, Uranus in Taurus, Mercury in Aries, Mars in Aries, Neptune in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, and Pluto in Aquarius retrograde, right? So what is the Moon in Gemini? Or us using the Moon in Gemini, reacting to these all alignments, right? So first, we are going to be reacting to all these things in a more detached, light, logical, and cold way. We might feel uncomfortable with any form of responsibility, care, attachment, or emotion, right? That's why I said, if you are building or working on something that is in accordance to your values and that you can build in the future, you will not feel weird or want to run away from responsibility, because that responsibility, that pattern, is already you being entertained enough. So instead of you go pick up something else to be interested, or you go pick up something else to share with the world, you're already on it, you're already interested, you're already sharing with the world what you want to do, right? Because like Gemini has this stereotype of being crazy, being not on point, you can't trust it, because they're always looking for the most efficient way to think, communicate, and analyze, right? Aquarius looks for the most unique and the strongest way to think, communicate, and analyze. Libra looks for the more sophisticated, light, and relatable. But Gemini looks for the more efficient way. But also it's air and Mercury, so it's about entertainment too, or about being enticed and make the information flow happen and be a constant and pleasurable, because it's right after Taurus and right before Cancer. Venus, Moon is exalted in Taurus, Taurus is ruled by the Earth, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, so it's about wisdom, knowledge. That's why a lot of people say that Gemini is the sign of the truth, right? So what happened with most Geminis that you can trust, or they have this Joker energy, is they didn't find yet something that they can be fixed and consistent about, and that they have some purpose, or they see they can expand on, right? AKA where they come from, Taurus, fixed routines, fixed values, and where they go through, cardinal water, Cancer, purpose, feeling, emotion, expansion, wisdom, and knowledge. So why are they so not trustworthy or scattered or Joker-like? Because they know, either subconsciously or consciously, that they can't fixate themselves, they can't care too much, they can't spend too much time in those areas, because it's not their purpose. It's not something that they can build on that for a long time, and it brings them purpose and expansion and wisdom and knowledge, right? But once they do, they can be very serious actually. right? Once they find that purpose, once they find that routine and pattern, they will do it, and then they will bring freshness. They will bring lightness. They know when to stop doing that routine and pattern, to go outside, do something else, to then come back fresher, better, lighter, with a clear perspective. You know what I'm saying? So you can go through these two lenses today about the whole natal chart of the sky, because people are being born today. This chart right now that I'm looking at is the natal chart of somebody that is being born right now, right? So you can go through these two perspectives. You can go the runaway perspective, joker, unresponsible, distracted perspective, or you can go in the perspective where you actually going into these alignments, you're sharing information with it, but you can go out to then bring a fresher, lighter, and cleaner perspective. They might look the same, but they are not the same, because it's what you do. No, it's how you do it, and not what you do, right? So, Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Sun in Taurus, feeling more light, more logical, more fresh, more clear, and feeling the need to share and associate your feelings, thoughts, and ideas about fixed stability, security, profit, and validation and pleasure in your life. Right? Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Venus in Taurus, feeling the need, feeling comfortable, or feeling more light and open to communicate, relate, and compromise with people, places, and things that share your values, make you feel good, give you validation or pleasure. Negatively, you might attract or be attracted to somebody that speaks good and they give you a good time, but they do not meet your values and they are not ready to commit. They just want a good time or a quick dollar bill. Be careful with that. Moon in Gemini, sextiling Mercury in Aries, an opportunity to feel more light, more associative, more communicative, and more fresh about your unique, spiritual, creative, passionate, or frustrated thoughts, ideas, and analysis process. And because Mercury rules Gemini, right, this can really help your mind refresh. This can really help your conversations that are a bit more spiritual or about creativity or about something really real, what's behind reality, what creates reality. Now you can be or attract something that helps you be more logical, make more sense, and connect the dots more easily, because the ruler of the moon is in a position where it doesn't really like to be, or we don't like to use Mercury in that passionate, creative, and spiritual way, but we got to, in order to communicate our personal spaces, our individuality and uniqueness, we gotta be, that's why we created logic, right? So the moon in Gemini is really helping out that makes sense, or you feeling, even if you don't make sense, you feel a bit more comfortable in sharing, because Mercury in Aries is not really about making sense. It's about communicating spiritually. And it doesn't make sense through words and through logically, but when two spirits are in the same vibe, you make a gesture, you be like, man, I'm trying to reach that conclusion, and be like, oh bro, I got it, it's so much that thing, it makes so much sense. So with the moon in Gemini, you might not think you make sense, but you feel more comfortable and ready to still share it, and then find somebody that is on your same level, and they will be easier or more mutable and adaptive to your own thoughts and ideas, and you can find a common ground. Moon in Gemini, sextiling Mars in Aries, an opportunity to feel lighter, to feel more logical, detached, cold, and fresh, and to feel more clear as well about your passions, motivation, aggressiveness, frustration, and deep desires that deal or come out of from new perspectives about yourself, new insecurities and new personal interests, or a more intense way to go about your perspective, how you see yourself, or a more intense way to deal with your personal interests and personal insecurities. Because cardinal, a lot of people confuse like cardinal signs with always creating something new. No, it might be the same thing, but now you're doing it in a different way or in a more passionate way. If Mars is in Aries or like if Venus is in Libra, you're doing the same thing, but in a more sophisticated way. Or you're still sophisticated, but in a different area, right? Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Jupiter in Taurus, feeling more light and feeling more ready to conversate and associate yourself with the world. If you feel like you can still be light, you can still be fun, or you can still be a bit detached and expand and gain wisdom and knowledge in how to expand or travel to places where you can have an expanded experience of having a fixed security, stability, fixed profit, validation, privacy, and pleasure in your life. So if you feel like you have to commit too much, if you feel like you can't be light about it and use it to go to other areas, you'll feel cringe, you'll feel it's not the right thing to do, you'll feel uncomfortable and try to run away from it, right? So be careful with that. Moon in Gemini, squaring Saturn in Pisces, learning how to feel more light, how to feel more realistic, and how to feel more detached of the world or of the spirituality behind the world. Learning how to feel more light and to feel more detached from structures and organizations in the world. Or, going deeper, learning how to feel more detached and more light from the emotional vibes and feelings and waves that the world is trying to put you in. Because the world is not be like trying to put you personally in those spaces. The world is just vibing, the world is just going places, and you might be swept by it. You might be washed up under the wave, right? But with this Moon in Gemini squaring Saturn in Pisces, you can learn how to separate from it, how to ride the wave on the wave, not under the wave. You know what I'm saying? But for that, you gotta feel ready and do that to be a bit more detached, to be a bit more alone, to not feel so deep, to not feel so meaningful, to not feel so attached, you know, to the world, people, places, and things that use spirituality, dreams and illusions, feelings and emotions to make a living or to create some type of structure or networking. Moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Uranus in Taurus, feeling more light or feeling the need to run away from unique circumstances that deal with new scenarios to be fixed and consistent with your profit, safety, and security in your life. Moon in Gemini squaring Neptune in Pisces, learning how to feel more light, separated, and logic about grand dreams and grand illusions, and also generational curses. And Moon in Gemini trining Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, a gift to feel more light, more scattered, and more talkative about past moments where you were forced to transform in a way that you had to be and really be in your own unique mind, in your own unique way to think, communicate, and analyze, right? Also, this might be also a gift to bring that to a higher sense, bring that to a purpose, transmute any block energy, trauma, or like mistakes or accidents or things that you look back and you think you did wrong or somebody did wrong to you, and mutilize it, alchemize it, adapt that to reach a higher purpose, to reach a higher state, so you can feel high of life, quote unquote, right? And to end the live stream real quick today, let's take a tarot card. We still have roughly 30 hours. The moon is now 17 degrees where I live, so we still lack 13 degrees to reach the end of the moon in Gemini, so that will be 26 hours. So we still have 26 hours, so a day and 2 hours until the moon goes into Cancer, which will be the most powerful sextile. So let's see what is a tarot card for this energy, for the sun in Taurus and the moon in Gemini, right? There we go. We have one card for it, a Pisces. No, it's not. It's Four of Swords. All right. Yeah, it's a very like logical, realistic perspective and energy. Four of Swords, it means that we are trying to organize, make more sense, be on point, be edgy, and be dry about our thoughts, ideas, communications, relationships, and ways to analyze it and make sense out of the world, because the sun is in Earth, fixed Earth, and the moon is in mutable air. So remember to bring a purpose, to bring pleasure, to bring some emotion and feeling, aka water, to these things. All right? Otherwise, it just makes no sense. You're just taking the life out of life. And, you know, so let's see what's the best way to use Sun in Taurus and Moon in Gemini to reach all possibilities in the fastest, lightest, and more efficient way. Let's drink some tea. Okay, I feel I just like released some air. So it's about releasing. Yeah, makes sense. Golden Orange Dragon, okay? So use your uniqueness, your individuality, and your light to travel, to gain wisdom and knowledge, to see your circumstance or to help somebody see their circumstance from a higher perspective. By being yourself, teach others how to be themselves. By you recognizing your own value, by having a bigger perspective, by traveling in the world, either physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, you can understand your position, where you came from and where you're going. You can see the purpose of this exact moment, of these 2 days and a half in your life, because we have the sun in Taurus, so you can see your business, you can see your security, you can see your position and your values, and you have the moon in Gemini, so you can feel lighter, more logical, and bring more sense and truth to your current position, right? So use your uniqueness and individuality to bring creativity, spirituality, fire, excitement, and pleasure to your life, to your existence, to your business, to how you see the world. And by being yourself, teach others how to be themselves. By see value in you, teach others how to see value in themselves, how to see value in your values, in your gifts and talents. Teach others how to see value in themselves, their values, their gifts and talents. And it's really the moon in Gemini helping you feeling lighter and make more sense about your goddamn self. Okay? So it's everything for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions. A whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. Always remember, the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. Always remember to believe in yourself and to believe in all possibilities. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. use the links down below to reach more of my content and to book services and personal consultations with me. Till the next time, I wish you the best, and Esoteric Cloud Surfer is surfing out